Hi, I just want to make a very quick point here, if you bear with me, about how the world's going, about how this corporate world, this globalized world, how everyone's become zombies, consumer zombies and so forth. And just three very quick examples, if you just hear me out here. And the three things concern water, car washes, and haircuts. Sounds a bit weird, but hear me out. Now, as far as water's concerned, is the trend is to make us pay for everything, pay for water, and the trend is to make us pay more and more for everything, even things that used to be free in the past and cheap in the past. That's the corporate world, the making money, the billionaires, all sucking money out of us. We are just consumer zombies, just cattle being used in this system, and they're trying to make us pay for everything and pay through the nose. And if you look at water, now, water was obviously the water supplies were made in like Western cities in the late 19th century, 20th century. The governments were there to provide these big services, not to make a profit, and that's another story too. They want to make profits now, but the governments originally were there to provide these big things that wasn't necessarily making profits. And the waterworks and the providing water, which was essentially free water to everyone in cities. I know we pay water rates. I'm not sure what people used to pay back in the day, in the 20th century or the early 20th century when the waterworks were first provided. But now, of course, here in Australia, property owners pay water rates. So yes, we pay something, but essentially the water's for free. So, and then of course you had the bubblers or the public fountains, drinking fountains, what we called, when I was in school, we used to call them bubblers. They're drinking from the fountains in school and so forth. Now, they used to be everywhere. You still get drinking fountains around the place, but not as much as in the past, I think. I stand to be corrected. Schools, I know schools, it was just all bubblers. The thing about buying, and the point I'm going to make is buying bottled water. I don't recall ever buying bottled water in school. It was all bubblers. I'm not too sure what schools have now, whether they've still got drinking fountains for free, but I bet you any money, the shops in schools, you can buy bottled water, and the kids are carrying bottled water around. Back in my day, 1970s and so forth, there was no bottled water. It was all drinking fountains, okay? So bear that in mind. So come the late 20th century on into the 21st century, the idea of giving out free things, that's the corporate world, this new world order, the globalized world, the corporate leaders, the billionaires and so the elite, that's anathema now to all those people, our ruling elite, to give away free things. So what they've tried to do is we have to pay for water. What are we doing? It's now all bottled water. Have you noticed? Now, I'm not sure when the bottled water craze first started, but I hazard to guess in the 1990s onwards, perhaps, the bottled water craze started. Now, what else happened at the same time? What else happened was the exercise craze started, and then lo and behold, the governments were issuing all the advice about how much water to drink. For thousands, for millions of years we've lived. No one's told us we had to drink 5 cups of water a day. But all of a sudden, by magic, in the 1990s onwards, it became we had to drink X number of cups of water a day, X number of litres of water a day. All the health fads came up, the exercise, and it's good to exercise and stay fit, yes, but that's when all the exercise fads started. You got to run, you got to jog. And then I can add gyms to my list. Then all the gyms started where you have to pay money for gym memberships. Instead of walking around the block, going for a run, or lifting up a brick in your backyard to exercise, you've got to go to gyms. So it's all about wasting time and money. Okay, so all the exercise craze started. All the advice to drink water started. You had to drink X number of cups of water a day. Instead of just living your life like we have for millions of years, they're telling us we've got to drink X number of cups of water. And by coincidence, that's when all the bottled water started. Everyone's got to have the bottled water, the big claw hand. It's either a coffee, a drink, or Starbucks and all that sort of stuff, and bottled water. Everyone at work's got bottled water on their desk. And everyone's sipping, constantly sipping the water like this. And it's all a part of making us pay for water. So something that was free in the past, and we just go along with it. We go along with it. We become zombies. We consumer zombies. We all buy bottled water. I know we still have free water through the tap, sure, but it's just the move towards making water more expensive. They can't stand the fact that governments back in the day would give us free water. Water and the sewage system were the two things that improved life in the Western world, made life expectancy increased, less deaths and so forth. It was water and sewage. It wasn't vaccinations. It wasn't immunisations. All this crap they want to tell us today and poison us with all vaccinations. That wasn't why we are now living healthier and longer lives. Supposedly, it was water supply and the sewage system, two basic public sanitation, public works the governments did back in the day. But in the modern world, they can't stand it. They can't stand giving away free water. So the exercise craze started, all the advice to drink water started, and then lo and behold, bottled water started. Nestle, these massive multi-billion-dollar companies selling bottled water. Okay, I've made my point there. Then you can add gyms to it. Or the gym craze started. Gyms everywhere. They're just everywhere now. There are gyms on every corner. You've got to pay money. Go buy all your tight leggings and fancy shoes and all these tank tops and all these fancy clothes you need, which is just more money wasted to the companies to go to a gym where you pay a gym membership when you can just walk around the block or exercise in your backyard or use a skipping rope or something. Back in the day, that's what you did, okay? All right, so I made my point for water, and I threw in gyms as well as an example of the corporate zombie behavior we all have, where we waste money and waste time. The zombie behavior these days is all about wasting time and wasting money. Now it's water, it's gyms. Okay, go on to car wash. What happened to car washes? Now, I don't record, okay, you go back in the day, I'm pretty sure the first thing that came out was car lovers. You had the high pressure spray. You can wash your car for maybe $4 or $5. Put $1, $2 coins in, do the soap thing, spray, and then all of a sudden the car wash craze started. So instead of washing your car at home, essentially for free, using free water and buying a big bottle of detergent and car wash and using a bucket and sponge and so forth, you go to a car wash. So it suddenly became a boutique thing with a coffee shop. So they included the coffee shop with the car wash. And how much were car washes? $30 to $35. I'm not sure how much car washes today are, the hand wash car washes, but back like 15 years ago when it first started, it was $30 to $35 for a car wash. Then you had to buy a coffee while you sat there having your coffee and doing a car wash. Car lovers, you can wash your car for $5 at the most, or for free at home. But then it became a zombie thing. Okay, the boutique car wash, the hand car wash just exploded everywhere. So you had bottled water everywhere, you had gyms everywhere, and then you had hand car wash shops everywhere. Okay, make my point again. Then the most recent thing is haircuts. Back in the day, it was, where are the $10 haircuts now? Very rare I'm still trying to find a $10 haircut. I found a $12 one in the city, got bad service, not going back there. I've got to find a $10 haircut. Back even 5 years ago, there were $10 haircuts all over the place. What are haircuts now? All boutique haircuts. How much? $30 to $35 for a boutique haircut. Not wasting time, but wasting money on a boutique haircut. I just want a haircut at a barber for $10, maybe $12. Some barbers charge $15, whatever. But I just want some male barber to cut my hair. And a few years back, there were $10 haircuts all over the place, but they're very hard to find now. It's now boutique haircuts, $30 to $35, not wasting time, but you got to get a haircut, but wasting money. So you can see how in the 21st century, these are some easy examples of what's going on with getting you to spend more money, wasting time, wasting money on the corporations, the big businesses, making the corporations richer. It was bottled water, gyms, the hand car wash, and the boutique haircuts. Just four, actually I started out saying three, now four examples of what the world's like. Think about those things. I hope it made some sense. This video is too long, and that's the way the world's going.